Hey everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications for our upcoming videos and episodes. Thank you and enjoy the show.
All right, Chanel.
Yes, yes.
All right, we on. I had to refresh the page so it would get the elevator music out of the way. It was a nice one.
It was a nice little ditty.
A nice little ditty. make you feel sophisticated. Like
It does.
welcome to the Redline podcast. Yeah. We are here once again on a Thursday night.
Yes, sir. Everybody, I want to welcome you once again for a beautiful, wonderful, spectacular Wide on the Red Line, hosted by myself, Nelly Swag, and the beautiful Queen Alexis. So thank
Of
you
course.
for boarding this train. We'll be pulling off from the Howard Station, headed south to 95th. I hope you enjoy the ride with us. So today we will be discussing something that has been said over and over again, and that's once you have children, that your dreams and goals are no longer happen because you were limited. Haven't you heard that before, Alexis? Does that sound familiar?
Mm-hmm. 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 I've heard that a lot of times. Whole lot of times. So yeah, tonight's topic is very dear to my heart.
It's very special, very, very special.
Yeah.
Yes. So later we'll be talking to another single mother out here proving the notion not to be true. Her name is Barbara McCain. She's a single mother who's out here making moves and helping other women in their journey. We will be talking to her later on in the show. But right now, let's get down to the nitty gritty of the matter. So
Mm-hmm.
let's get down to it. There's a history that's been told that your dreams no longer matter once you have children, and that's told to you sometimes when you're pregnant, after you have a child, even before you even think about having children. But before we get into the whole notion of what's been passed down to generations, it also could be told from men to women. So we'll like to start off the segment I like to call my favorite one, Loose Squares and Loud, featuring Queen Alexis. So, Alexis, as you
Child.
go through the train carts and explain this notion to the people who might not quite get what you're talking about, break it down so everybody on every level can understand. Queen Alexis, what is your Loose Squares and Loud?
Well, on tonight we have the wonderful Loose Squares and Loud segment hosted by your very own, yours truly, Queen Alexis, and this is where we're gonna be on this subject. My Loose Squares and Loud is on this subject. I am so sick and tired of dealing with people that says to me, "Oh, you got little ones. Oh, you really can't really do much. I don't know if you have time. If you gotta wait till your kids is older, much older to even think about achieving one of your goals." Yeah, y'all full of shit. Um, for the simple fact that it's so many people that have it done. I guess we look at the celebrities that have enough money to hire a nanny and be like they can do it, but we can't as people that is not celebrities. Honey, you can make your dreams come true. You can make achieve your goals with your kids. Hey, you can even hire your kids. I think Nate has already been my assistant since she turned 5. Hey, she helped mama get dressed for her show. She helped mama get her stuff ready for her show. So hey, for those out here, especially when it comes to dating, if another man, sisters, or even brothers, you meet somebody and they say you tell them that you got kids, and they tell you, "Oh, you ain't for me. I should be number one." Leave them alone. They ratchet and they trifling, and they need to be with somebody else without you. And that's the end of Blue Squares with Loud. with your host, Queen Alexis. Bless your hearts and your parts. See you on the next ride.
Okay, okay, everybody. So, with that being said, let's just get down to the nitty gritty of the matter. So, as women and men, there is a notion that you can't go after your goals once you have children, but there's a distinct stigma, I believe, with women versus men. A lot of men, they have children, they're like, well, man, you just got to grind harder, you got to go harder, you got to get your hustle up because you got a little one on the way, or you got a little one depending on you. So that's definitely what you need to do. So I've known they tell men to go out there, be what you can be. While there is the stigma with women, oh, since you had the baby and you're doing all of this, that you cannot possibly do it. So you better just take getting you a basic job. Don't go after anything too ambitious, too ambiguous, too lavish, too lush. That you have to be limited in what you can achieve and what you can do. And I just call BS to that. Me, as a mother who had my child when I was young, not super young, but around 20 years old, it was told to me, and sometimes it's still told to me, whether it's a negative connotation or just trying to put some perspective on it, that you have your child, it's no longer about yourself anymore. You no longer, it becomes about them and not about you. And to some extent that's true. You have to give up a lot of things. You cannot be overly selfish. You cannot decide, oh, my child needs clothes but I want these shoes. You have to make those sacrifices. True enough, we're not talking about those sacrifices, but the sacrifice of your dream, of going to school, getting that degree, becoming that executive, doing all those things. Even some jobs limit you a lot of times because you go into an interview, they find out you have kids. There might be some men who are in high powered ranking positions who might feel like, why should I hire you as a woman? Because you might have to call off for report card pickup, your child might get sick, etc., etc. But my thing is, and I've known it to be true, women grind hard. When you're a mother, you're the queen of multitasking. You learn how to juggle so many things. I think we should be in the circus. But when that comes down to it, it's just like you need to cut your dreams as a woman, but as a man, you need to reach for the stars. And I just call BS to that. How about you, Green?
Well, you already know how I feel. I call it all the way BS. Yeah, it is. It is. How can I say this? It is encouraged to men to all stack your paper because you got a little one on, and not to say they get to do their dream or achieve their whatever personal goal that they have or whatever dream that they have, but they gotta get to grinding, gotta get a 9 to 5, gotta get just a quick job so they can get ready for the baby. But at least they got more wiggle room. With us, we gotta be like, oh, woe is me. Oh, let's just accept anything. But is we I think we in the day and age. This is no longer the 50s and the 60s. Ain't nobody trying to stay home and just wiggle their fingers and just take care of kids. Boo, we got all this technology and all of these opportunities that you can do at home. You can work at home. If you don't want to do a regular 9 to 5 work at home, make you a job. Do something that you love and you can that can also help you take care of your kids. And hey, make it work, make it happen. Please don't let nobody tell you that you can't do nothing or you limited. I've heard it too many times. I have too. I have a 7-year old and a soon to be 5-year old. And a lot of people see, oh, well, they're little, even when they were toddlers. My daughter was a toddler, and my son was a baby. They're little, you can't do much. And I'm an artist. I have had people literally count me out because you got little ones, you can't really go. Please do not speak for me. Please do not speak for my village, and please don't speak for my schedule. If you offer it to me and it's going to is an opportunity where I can still perform and do my thing and take care of my child, I have time for it. all day, every day. That's it. But a lot of people be like, oh, well, you have little ones and you should wait till your children are at least teenagers to even think about traveling. I had Nay, January 2013. I was in Detroit by March or April of 2013 performing. Bull. No, it's possible. It's possible for everybody. You just have to have the right village. And I'm there.
That is very true. I have also heard the notion that once you have children, you very limited. So let's just go off of perception versus reality. The perception is you can not have you can not have kids, go after your goals, and you can be completely laser focused and with no distractions. But the reality is that there are plenty of women who have kids, and in the midst of getting their careers, they succeed because they have that motivation. Let's go to one of my favorite actresses, Tawaji P. Henson. She was very young when she had her son. She was 22 years old, a junior in college at Howard University. She got pregnant, but still managed to graduate from college with her son. Then she decided to go to Hollywood and pursue her dream as a single mother. And it was hard. It wasn't easy. She went to Hollywood, I believe, with nothing but $400 to maybe $900 in her pocket. And but she went after it. She took whatever role she could to do whatever she could, and she didn't shelter her son from anything. She took her son on the wise. And she took him on the ride from her getting baby boy to her starring in Empire to everything. And it's amazing to me that we can look at that and say, "Oh, how inspirational!" and oh, she came through a lot. But then we look at the average woman and say, "Oh, nah, you can't do that." Like what Queen Alexis was saying. Also, you look at somebody like Serena Williams. She was pregnant with her daughter and won a title. Then she had her baby, and everybody was like, is she going to be the same? Can she reclaim her throne? Is she still going to be one of the most dominant players in tennis? And she proved to be that. But they act like she was coming off her Achilles injury, like she tore ACL. She just had a baby. She just had a baby. Wasn't none too big, wasn't none too small. She just had a baby. But y'all act like the girl just had a brain aneurysm or something. And she just forgot how to swing a racket. And even somebody like Beyonce, after she had her twins, oh, could she do it? Is it possible? Then she came out in Coachella and put foots on everybody's neck and reminded her why she Queen Bee. So to me, it doesn't matter if you're one of the top entertainers in the world or one or just an average everyday woman. That stigma is put on you that once you have a baby, it's a wrap for you. You won't be the same, or that puts that fear into you where a lot of women don't have children until later on in life because everybody tells them focus on your career, focus on your career, focus on your career, and then before you know it, that 45 with their eggs all dried up and it's not even eggs anymore. It's like powder, and it's just we should not do that to women. We should not pigeonhole women to the fact that they can't make that happen.
You right. You right. You are so right. This is the thing. I guess people, and I can't say all people, but some people be thinking that, you know what, having a baby, yes, it's life changing. Of course, it's life changing. But that don't mean nothing. We can talk about look, we can talk about celebrities all we want to. And okay. And we can talk about celebrities, women that did and made it happen. Shoot, talk about I know a co-worker, ex-co-worker of mine. Her name was Sabrina. She worked at Christ Hospital. When I started, she was pregnant. He dropped that baby, and I looked up. She was supposed to be back after 6 weeks. She was back after 4. and back to work. Look, we do what we gotta do to make sure that our children have what they need. And also not only just having babies, but even when you become if you just if you marry and you become a single mom. That's my testimony as well. I was married.
Preach.
Well, this thing, I was single mama, then I got married, then I went back to the single mama. Don't ask questions, it just happened like that, okay? And a lot of people still had a lot of people still had people tell me, you know how you gonna do it, how you gonna pretty much now you a statistic. No, I don't view myself as a statistic. I'm not a statistic. I'm a parent. I'm a parent. I'm a straight up parent. So yeah, about that. We just need y'all, if y'all women that are just getting, y'all just had a baby, please do not feel bad. Do not be like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do anything. Oh, it. Oh, this might take a little bit longer. Yeah, it might take a little bit longer, but it's still possible. Everything is still possible. So that's all I got to
Well,
say
that is
about
well, that's very true. So, uh, pretty much we have had a history of it. It's been said to us. But again, if you are a single mother, if you are a single father, if you are just a parent out here trying to make it, and before I forget, there are fathers out here who have done it, who have made it happen, who have done what they were supposed to do. So like Dwayne Wade, he fought for the custody of his kids, and he has them. And before he got married to Gabrielle Union, so there are fathers out there, celebrities, and then I know some personal single fathers who are out there doing an amazing job. And if you want to talk about trifling baby daddies, there's some trifling baby mamas out here, and they out here holding it down. So it
preach.
can happen either way. Like it can happen either way. And it's that stigma that's stuck on you. It's almost like, you know, it's impossible that it can happen. And we can't teach our kids that anything is possible. If we say, hey, maybe me getting this master's is not possible, or maybe me just becoming a manager of Walmart's not possible. Like, trust me, anything is possible. And that's again another key thing is have a village. It's so important to have a village. However big or small your village is, it is extremely, extremely important to have that village and to have that circle of community around you to be here to do all of the things that you want them to do for you. Like my village has been my mother, it has been my brother, it has been my best friends, it has been people who have encouraged me. My mother has allowed, when I was going to school and working, to watch my daughter pick her up from daycare or drop her off at daycare before I went to work, or while I was at work, and I had the peace of mind to go out there and focus in the grind. So a village is so important. And even if you don't have it in your immediate family, there's other people. I know best friends that I've had. I know my best friend has asked me, hey, could you watch my godson while I go to work? And I was like, sure, no problem. Now you ain't got to pay me nothing. So a village is so important, and it can be a community of people, godparents, it can be aunts, uncles, grandparents, whoever it might be, because a village is so strong. It helps you strive. Nobody can do it alone. And then a lot of times, what I don't like, which is the negative part of the village, is when you have some grandmas, some nanas out there who, if you're a single mother, they have a tendency to not want to help you because you're in a better position with your child than they was when they had you. So they like, I raised my kids, I did my job, so you got to figure out just like I did. I figured it out, and then you want to say to them, but Big Mama was raising me, so what you talking about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right. You are absolutely right. The thing is about having a village, and this the main thing I gotta emphasize. Make sure some you have people that are going to be encouraging to you. You just can't make everybody your baby's godparents. You can't leave your baby with everybody, especially if they don't have your best interest at heart. I have seen you're right, the same grandmamas and grandparents talking about I raised my kids. No, you know you ain't raised your kids. You know you had help. Boo boo stop. But but we'll sit up here and be like, well, so y'all grown, y'all figure it out. Now there's nothing wrong with saying figure it out for figure it out on your own. It ain't nothing wrong with trying to figure stuff out as an adult with your child. But this is the thing. Don't sit up here as the grandparent and be like, oh, I raised my kids. And you know you had help. Don't sit up here and be like, well, shoot, you the one that laid down with them, laid down and made them, so you take care of them. And you know you was in the same position. Be have some compassion for the same child that you was in the same situation you was in, and you had help. But usually those
And
are the parents,
honestly,
and I'm digress. Huh?
And honestly, I was about to say, I was finna interject. Honestly, some of those parents, like some mothers, and I've known it to be true, they get mad at their daughter because the baby daddy didn't walk out on them like their dad did to them. So they're jealous. They're like,
I
he
agree.
gonna walk out on you eventually. You think you are good because he give you a little help, or he actually paying his child support. Like, it's so much residue from the hurt that they received, that they inflicted on you, or they even put into your mind saying, um well, he's eventually going to leave, or she's eventually no good, and she's just a trifling baby mama anyway, so you just got to get used to it. Like, it's so much that goes into it, and it's not even just grandparents who say negative things. I know one of my friends said that when they went to go register for school, the school counselor even told them, you should probably wait till your kids are grown before you go to school, because when you're a mother, your dreams can't come true, not until they're grown. Like, you got people who are counselors at colleges who are supposed to enroll you, telling mothers that, oh no. But the same counselor told her husband, who also is in the military, who also is the same father of those kids, who enrolled him into school. So you don't tell that to the father, that, oh, you don't have time because you're an active duty military member and you have two small children. No, go ahead, strive for it. But the mother, oh no, you need to wait till they grown before you register for class. Like, that that
Till they
mentality
grown.
right there is just so ignorant to me.
Till they grown, Charnel. Come on now. Till they grown. They gotta be
Yes.
grown for her to further her education. They gotta be grown. No, boo boo. No, boo. Do it. Do it now. It's called time
Like, my daughter,
management. And
and that's true. My
go
daughter
ahead.
watched me. My daughter watched me when I was like 5 or 6 years old. When she was 5, 6 years old, watched me graduate from college. She watched me work two jobs. She even now watches me while I do this podcast. Like, she is one of the most supportive fans I have. She's like, okay, it's 7 o'clock, mommy. Go ahead. Don't forget to do it. Da da da. So your kids eventually, like you said, I remember when they used to be in the stroller right beside you at shows. Just goo goo gaga,
Okay.
mommy. Yay. Yay.
Okay.
Like, I remember when
Okay.
you had your I remember when you had your CD showcase. It not only featured you, it featured your daughter doing a poem and singing and performing. So for all of those people who thought you was gonna be limited because you had her, they came to a show that featured her as well. So that was just like I have to say, that was the biggest mic drop. That was the gangsterest thing I ever seen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you know what? It wasn't even to rub it in those folks' face. It was just a moment for me and my daughter. She grew up hearing me. My son, he grew up. Now, even though he only 4, hearing me. Literally, if I put on any of my music, my children will do the whole song because they used to it. And that's why I'm telling people, especially for those who want to be an artist, or you was an artist before you had children and decided to have a child. It ain't over. Baby, take your babies for a ride with them. There's a bunch of open mics that are family friendly. I had my kids with me. One in the stroller, either one in the stroller, one in my stomach, or one in the stroller, one in my hand, and keep it moving. It is
And there's
possible. Not
and
only
there's pictures out
myself
there of
as
you.
an artist, but check out. But this is the thing. Not only as myself as an artist, being a single mom, or being a mom of little kids too. For those who don't know the Chicago well-known Chicago poet Emerald Green, she got 3. I have 2. She got 3. She traveled with her kids all over the country, out of the country. The woman is bad. It's possible. It's possible. Don't everybody want to make you limited because they can't do it or they too scared to do it. Boo boo, I ain't you. I ain't you at all. So it's possible. Make it happen. Tell them watch me do it and watch
Watch
their
me
mouth
work.
drop. Watch me
Watch me
work,
work.
boo. Watch me work.
Sky is
But we
definitely
are
the
coming
limit
up.
when that happens. So we are
Yep.
coming up to the 7:30 hour. Well, yeah, the 7:30 hour. And we have a special interview. So this woman right here, I met her through a Eventbrite event. She was hosting something at the Beverly Branch Library that was kind of a community for single mothers. And just I went there just on a hunch because I saw it on Eventbrite, and it was totally inspiring. And although COVID-19 hit, she's kept up with it with the Zoom virtual meetings and everything like that. And this woman right
Look at
here
God.
is Barbara McCain. She is the founder of Single Mother Tribe Table Talk. And we're about to hear her testimony, about to learn some more about her and what she's out here doing. So I want to welcome everybody to the show, the beautiful, smart, and God loving, fearing, inspiring woman, Miss Barbara McCain. Welcome to the Redline Podcast. How are you doing this evening?
I am awesome. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for having us. It is an absolute honor to be a part of your program for yourself and Mrs. Queen. I just want to say thank you. I've enjoyed this show thus far, and I literally ditto every single thing that you all have to say. And so thank you guys again for having me.
Yes, thank you again for joining us. So, Barbara, you know, me and you been walking for a couple of weeks now. Feels like forever since pre-quarantine and post-quarantine. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like the Bible, pre-Jesus and then after Jesus. So, we. I just want to let the people know who you are. So, who are you? And what is Table Talk? Let the people know.
Okay, well, my name is Barbara, Barbara McCain. I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I grew up just like a lot of other people in the hood. And so through a series of events in life, um, I was married and going through a divorce. And so during that process, Table Talk came about. I went through some mental health challenges and I had no support system, right? So a Table Talk is a city group for single moms and expecting mothers with little or no support system. So what I found out during my time was that I just did not have a family of people there that was a support system. I had people in my life. I have a family, and I love them. They love me, but because of the nature of my circumstances, I just wasn't in a space where they were involved. And so that left me kind of alone and to deal with the issues of my marriage, the issues that I was suffering alone. And so, I always say this. You hear the story of the mom who does the unthinkable, and you wonder, what if we was able to get to her? What if we was able to say, hey, I know it's bad, but let's go to a counselor. Let's get you checked in somewhere, and perhaps we could have averted, a child being lost. And so basically, that's why Table Talk exists. We want to stand in the gap, literally in the gap between life and death. We have mothers who are suffering. We have mothers suffering with mental health challenges. They've been through the worst of relationships. They've had partners who've abused them, and they need help. And so many times they don't have that help. And so that's why Table Talk exists. We exist so that we can be a blessing to single moms and expecting mothers.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, why do you believe Table Talk is vital to our community? As I know Table Talk is open to a whole different slew of mothers, you know, creeds and races, but why do you believe it's vital to our community as Black women to have such an outlet like this?
Well, like you said, Table Talk is open to everybody, right? And hopefully one day we'll even be open to men. But I believe it's open to and created for African American women because we are one of the most marginalized groups on the planet, right? This
Preach.
country, I personally believe, was built on the back of an African American woman. What do I mean? We were the ones who nursed the slave owners' children. You go back in history
Amen.
and just look at us. We raised their children. So we
Yes,
raised
we
the
did.
very people who oppress us today. Now, I'm just talking about their ancestors, but if you go back, you'll look at history and you can see the very people that we raised, the very people that we were their babysitters. We came out, they came out blessed, and we came out still slaves, right? And so, because we're marginalized and we don't have the support that other moms have, or we don't have the finances or the family structures, uh, and the fact that we had to deal with the war on drugs, which meant a lot of the African American fathers left the home or were not allowed to be in the home if a mother was on public assistance. And so today, we have a generation. I'm not really sure what to say. I don't want to say it negatively, but we have a generation that is extremely malnourished, that's in the position where they have no support systems, no structures. And so we have young people being raised off of hip hop artists' lyrics, right? And so you have little
Mm-hmm.
girls who think it's okay to do what famous hip hop artists say women should do, and vice versa for our young men. And so because we have a generation that was raised on that, I'm going to say a message, then we see children who, for lack of a better word, just aren't properly being raised. And so then you have mothers, and then you have women growing up who have children off of that same system, and we reproduce after our own kind. And so today we have moms who don't even know anything about being a mom. We have women having babies who don't know how to keep a house, don't know how to raise children. And so I could have been her, and I was her in so many ways. But as God would have it, He didn't allow my journey to stop there. He intervened on my behalf, and so I find that it's the reason why I give back today. Because if we could stop some of it, we should. We may not be able to stop it all, but we should stop what we can. And so that's why Table Talk exists.
And that's so
Uh,
vital and that's so important. Queen Alexis, you got anything you want to ask or just talk about or say?
I got a lot. I got a whole lot. Whole lot. So, how you doing? Chanel been telling me
Hi,
a whole
Queen.
lot about you. How you doing? And
I'm
hearing your
wonderful. Wonderful.
testimony hearing your testimony now is similar to mine. Um, I've been there. Yeah, I was married, went through a terrible divorce, and I got into a what I call a sunken place, a very low place with children.
Mm,
So,
okay.
what made you go get help?
Um, this is actually the story right here. So I never went to a doctor. I
Mm,
was never clinically diagnosed with anything. What happened to me was I was so in a bad place. I went to church.
mm,
I went to a Monday prayer, and I went to prayer all the way to prayer. I cried all the way there. I got into prayer. It was the Monday prayer at our church, and I just needed to get through the doors. I got through the doors. Someone saw me and said, "We think something's wrong." And from there, I received prayer in that moment. Did it all change? No. Um, and that started my journey. And I just went for God all I knew how to go. Like literally everything in me. God, I need help. Please don't allow this to be the end of my life. And that's exactly how the story started. And so we went from there to uh, just being consistent in our relationship with Jesus. From there, um, in our prayer time, that grew, that grew, that grew. We began to get better. We didn't get better overnight.
What's wrong with y'all?
So we didn't get
Hello?
better overnight. It's all right. Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
All right. So we didn't get better overnight. And things kind of progressed and they progressed and they got better and they got better and they got better. And um, one day we was better. And then we had to deal with a bad marriage. So it was like layers, right? And then so that happened, and life happened, and the marriage dissolved, and so we are here where we are today. And so that's kind of weird. I hope that answers the question. I know it may not sound maybe politically correct, but that's how it happened. I went to prayer. That's the goal of Table Talk. That's one of the things that I found. I found that Jesus was my resting place. I found him to be the solution for my problem. I found him to be the help
mm-hmm,
when I didn't know how to go to help. I didn't know who to go to. I didn't know how to tell people I was having those kind of thoughts. But he knew,
mm,
and he was willing to help me. He
mm-hmm,
didn't judge me. And what I found was when you're carrying a heavy load, if he does not take the load, that means he picks up the load and carries it with you. And that's what he did with me.
Well, amen.
Amen. Amen. And you know what? You don't have to worry about whether it is politically correct. I believe in Jesus and therapy. Jesus and therapy. A lot of
Yes,
people don't
yes, me too.
understand.
Me too.
Okay. A lot of people don't understand that when you go through that, I went through it so hard that literally I was out of it. I had finally, like, for the longest after my divorce, I was trying to be superwoman and trying to do
Mm,
everything and trying to keep everything up. And I'm having them thoughts and I'm having those. I'm in a deep, deep depression for trying to act like everything cool. And a lot of
mm,
people don't understand. You know what? You ain't perfect. You ain't God. But you serve a God that is perfect, that can help you, that can carry this load with you, that will send people your way. For me, it was my mama. I got to a
okay.
place where I was like, I'm ready to walk away. Messed up real bad too. And literally had to have a reality check with my mom. And my mama, I love her. And she didn't pity pat me or okay baby, let's do this step by step. She was like, look, we're gonna get some help. You're gonna sit here and we're gonna find us some help. And we did. And I found out I did have I was clinically diagnosed with a mental illness. Um, but still, with that, I still found help. I still was able to go to therapy and have a support system that still was checking up on me. What even though even now I went through a whole lot, and now I still have moments where I'll be like, I'm in a bad headspace. I can call my mama. We can pray about it. We can talk about it. I can, if I can't get to my mama, I can get to myself and be me and God and everything, so I can get out of that headspace. That's when I say when what made you get help, whatever the help is, that's what it is. A lot of women, when especially single moms, I feel like we've been taught how to be superwoman. Just get over it. Just get over it. Just
Mhm.
get over it. Just get over it.
Mhm.
You can't get over pain. You can't just sweep it under the rug. You keep sweeping up stuff under the rug too much, it's gonna end up affecting you in another way. So why not deal with it? Don't
And
be
that
so
is
much of a
go ahead,
go
Queen.
ahead.
I said
Don't be so much of oh
go ahead.
I, I don't be so much into your head like, oh, can't nobody know about this. Can't nobody feel how I feel. Don't nobody
Well,
understand.
you could do.
Oh,
Hello?
I guess somebody. Oh, I don't know.
I
Somebody popped up and popped off. But anyway, um, a lot of people, you're human. We have feelings. We go through stuff. Ain't nobody perfect. And as a parent, I feel like now you ain't gotta be perfect. You ain't gotta be like Superwoman or Superman and have it all at once. We go through stuff. So let's just go through it. Get some help so you can be the best parent you can be.
That is so very true.
It
Just
is.
want to tell
It is
you two
true.
women that y'all amazing. Y'all both are. Just if I didn't tell y'all both already, y'all both amazing. Cause I know y'all been through the fire, but y'all done came out like solid gold. But but Barbara, I just want to ask you, why do you feel like it's so important to, as black women, why do you feel it's something in you to just lift each other up, like, because I you
Killed
you
by
do it
Uncle
so
Ben.
you do it so amazingly, like you lift other people up so well, and you do it in such a grace where you it's no judgment of what somebody's been through. Like, because I remember the first table talk I went to when it was at the library, you let everybody just express themselves, say what they wanted to say, and you just listen so intently and so vividly, where it wasn't like, okay, say your little testimony, but I got something to say. Like, no, it was such an open format. So what gives you that grace and that ability just to be so open and listen to people and pray for them and help them get through that what they're going through?
I honestly believe. Can I almost say I'm not sure, and I'm saying that because I like to hear stories, and I like to hear stories. I like to tell stories, and I think it comes out of just being willing to let somebody talk. Just let them say whatever it is they have to say. Um, I genuinely care. Like, I might not even know you, but I genuinely care that your well-being is good.
Hmm.
And I think people need to know that somebody's listening. Because, see, sometimes we don't need the answer. We just need somebody to listen. And I think it comes out of that, and then it comes out of maybe me not being heard, me needing somebody to listen. And it sort of works in reverse. I think because of what I went through, then there's a grace on me to minister what I did not get to somebody else. So I think that's the question, right? That's the answer right there. The grace that's on me because I didn't get it, because I didn't have anybody that I could solidly talk to, and that's another issue because we are so busy that we're not hearing people cry. We're not hearing that something's wrong with someone, that we don't pay enough attention. And you hear people say, oh, I didn't know she was going through all of that. No, you wasn't listening because I'm sure something was said. And, like I said, that's another conversation. But I think because I didn't get it, that I have a grace to give it. That's the best way I can explain it.
And that's amazing because not everybody has that insight to do that. But I just want to say once again, from being somebody who's personally been to your table talks, and you have saw a lot in me where you wanted me to have more of a role in your vision, which has been such a blessing to enter your world, and for you to open it up where you want others to contribute to has been a wonderful thing. And that just shows how much light has shined down upon you, and that you're proving the notion wrong. You have a beautiful daughter. You're out here doing a whole lot of things, and you're making a platform not about yourself but for other women that didn't have support or don't have support or going through challenges. Because like around the time I came to your meeting, it was I was discovering myself again, really digging deep into my faith, and figuring out who and what I wanted to be as a mother and as a person. Because you just don't operate in the vein of you need to do this because you're a mother. You operate in the vein is you need to do this as a woman first. And a lot of times us as mothers and single parents, you get so attached to the title of being a wife, or the title of being a mother or a father or a husband, where you lose the title of just being yourself. So that is a blessing within itself, that you're not just catering to the fact that the person is a single mother, but you're catering to the fact that they're a woman first, and you have emotions, you have feelings, you have demons, you have things that come up that need to be tended to, and that's a blessing within itself.
Ask Nay to
So
get you one.
so to before we let you go and let you get out of here, um how can the public find you? When's the next table talk going to be held? Like what's the deal going forward, and how are you pressing through with that whole vision?
Awesome. So, again, thank you guys for having us. So the next table
No
talk is actually
problem.
going to be June 27th, right? It's on a Saturday at 3 o'clock, and it's a Zoom meeting. How can you find us? You can go to Eventbrite and look up Single Moms Tribe Table Talk. Actually, if you look up anything Single Moms, it's going to fall down in the listing. We also have a Facebook page that you can go to and like. It's at Single Moms, SMT Table Talk, literally, and you'll find us there, and you'll find all the information of when our events are going to happen, of how they're going to happen. Because it's Zoom, we're very private with the link, so you literally have to message me or email me or register on Eventbrite to actually get into the meeting, because we protect people's privacy. But that's how you get to us, and I think it's so awesome for this segment. And I did not know the title, and I know you guys are going to talk about the subject matter that you discussed until right now. We actually going to have a young lady come on this table talk and talk about dreaming again. She has a foundation called Dream Big 1224. Her name is Akeisha Watson, and she's going to be with us for Table Talk in June. And we're going to talk about dreaming again. We're going to talk about, okay, go back to the thing that eats you up at night, but you know it's a good thing, and you know you can rock it in your sleep, so to speak. And so I just want to say thank you guys again for having us. But that's how you can find us on Eventbrite or Facebook.
Well, thank you again. And look at God, how the two subjects intertwine. So you know that was a
They sure
divine
did.
intervention. So thank you
Yes.
once again, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Miss Barbara McCain. Once again, she is the founder of Single Mother Tribe Table Talk. Go find her on Facebook. Look it up on Eventbrite and come to the next meeting in June. And trust me, it's wonderful. I've been to them, and you can catch me at the next one. and and keep doing your awesome work. Keep being a pillar for the community. Keep doing your thing for women. Keep being a walking testimony. And like Mary said in that song, just showing everybody the God in you. And just keep doing your thing. And you know I got love for you. And I appreciate you so much for coming on and supporting my platform. I truly do.
Love you and thank you again. God bless.
All right. Bye bye.
Well, well, well.
That was
Oh my.
awesome. That
Yes,
was
it is.
so so awesome. Um Queen Alexis, before we get out of here, cuz that just made me full. It really did.
All the
That
way.
just made me full. That made me full. So for everybody who's out there listening, once again, thank you for tuning in to the Redline podcast right here on talkshoeradio.com. Our number is 717-734-6904. Show ID 511 6519 pound. So as as we getting ready to get out of here, as this train has reached the 95th station, please grab all your belongings because this is as far as this train shall go. I just want to say, out of this conversation, I have been reinvigorated. I feel that dreaming and you can do anything that you set your mind to, that mental health is important, that your spirituality is important, that your village is important, and that everything that you want to do, you can do. You just have to have the mindset to do it. And to me, that's what I've taken away from this whole conversation and this whole podcast from today. What about you, Queen Alexis?
Man, I'm wow. I'm just speechless, Dylan. Just to think, of thinking about her testimony and knowing for a fact, yeah, you can make it, you can do it. Get you a village. Get you if you feel having crazy thoughts. Get somewhere where somebody can listen to you. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen. That's all I'm gonna take away from this. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen.
That is so true. So, in closing, I just want to thank again everybody for coming out and listening. And I also want to do one other thing before we get out of here. I want to thank everybody because we found out this week that our podcast has reached the top 100 podcasts on talkshoeradio.com. And that's all because of you guys. We are in
Y'all
the
awesome.
top 100, and it's awesome. Queen Alexis, other two shows, Madam Queen Open Mic, is in the top 50. Her other show,
Hmm.
Mad Hatter, is in the top 50. So,
Hmm.
yes, we out here big bossing it, living our dreams, doing what we supposed to be doing. I want to thank everybody for liking our Facebook page. We are almost to 200 likes. So before we get out of here, I want everybody to go tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell some more friends to go like our Facebook page. That's the Redline Podcast featuring Loose Squares on Facebook. Please go like that. Please, everybody, we are in the process of setting up our YouTube page, the Redline Podcast, where we're going to be uploading all of our episodes. So if you don't catch it right here live on talkshoeradio.com, you can go to YouTube and post the shows on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere you want to go. So before we get out of here, I'm your host, Nelly Swag. You can find me on Instagram at Nelly Swag09, like my fan Facebook page at Nelly Swag09, and follow me on Twitter at Nelly Swag09 as well, where you can DM me, reach out to me. Once again, like our Facebook page, the Redline Podcast, featuring Loose Squares on Facebook. Queen Alexis, tell them where they can find you on Saturday and all your other platforms.
Oh, honey, this is your other host, Queen Alexis. You can find me on Facebook at Alexis Sherelle Owens. That's my regular page, my fan page, Queen Alexis. You can also find me on here 3 times a week. Tuesday night at 8 o'clock at the Madam Queen's Court Open Mic. Thursday night at 7 o'clock with the Redline podcast, and Saturday night with the Mad Hatters Talk Show, feature co-hosted with my boy Devontae Davis. That's at 8 o'clock. All of the numbers are the number to call in is the same 717-734-6904. Saturday, meet me back here with the Mad Hatter Show. We will be talking about interracial dating in this
Ooh,
racial
it's getting
climate.
hot. It's
Oh
getting hot.
yeah. Oh baby. Yeah, yeah. You can call in at 717-734-6904. The show ID number is 991-5968 to raise your hand. You can call in and you can push 6 pound. I think it's pound 6. They'll tell you. You listen to the prompt. But we're gonna be talking about interracial dating and interracial relationships. Can you be in a relationship and be pro-black? Can you can, can you be with a date outside your race? Yep, we going there, and we going there. This is not for the easily offended. This is not for the weak at heart, baby. We going Mad Hatter is for all of the Mad Hatters. Let's just put it like that. But you can find us on those 3 platforms. Also, you can find me at Queen underscore Alexis 1990 on Instagram, where I'm gonna be posting up everything. You'll just find me everywhere. And also, once things open up, June 27th, yeah, I'm gonna be performing live at the Global Open Mic. That's gonna be down on 2150 North Canal Port, and I will be performing live some of my poetry and singing a little bit. If y'all can just, if you want to slide through, it start at 6 o'clock and it's $7 to get in. That's where you can find me.
Yes, yes, y'all, and it don't stop. So I want to thank everybody once again. Oh, yes, if you have a business, if you have a black owned business, if you have t shirts, if you have a show to promote, please contact us at the Redline Podcast 2020 at gmail.com and let us know what you want us to promote, how you want to work with us. If you have any ideas, once again, for our upcoming shows, any content you want to hear, any subject matter, please contact us on our Facebook page at the Redline Podcast featuring loose squares. I was finna say 2020 because on the red line they be asking, can I get a 20 for this 20? Anyways, so I want everybody to keep on supporting us, keep on walking with us. Because of you, we're doing what we do. And next week on the show, we're gonna be giving a special shout out to our brothers, our fathers, our beautiful black men who are out here changing the narrative. And don't forget your baby daddies who don't do too much either. We got some for you too. So
See?
next week, tune in to our Father's Day edition episode where we talk about the good, the bad, and the straight up trifling when it comes to these daddies out here. Please meet us back here next week at 7 o'clock on talkshoeradio.com. Phone number once again is 717-734-6904. Show ID 511-6519 And thank you again for rocking with us on the red line. And I hope you enjoyed this ride. And once again, special shout out and thank you to our guest, Barbara McCain. Please follow her on her platforms and please come to the next table talk. And as we like to say in parting, thank you for riding this train. Step off safely. Head on the escalators or the stairs to your next exit, to your next destination. And we'll see you back here, same time, same place, same number, with your same host, which is Nelly Swag and Queen Alexis. And we gone.